Okay, second try. Hello and welcome back to Wadan. I accidentally immediately ended the recording because I accidentally... Let's immediately move the mouse away from the stop recording button. Yeah, I accidentally ended the recording. Anyways, I started recording 40 minutes late, so I tried to not cut it short to like 1 fucking hour though, and I will record for 2 hours. I've decided that. So yeah, trust me on that. Anyways, anything I'm missing? Oh yeah, because I started late because I was engrossed in Persona. Anyways, on the left-hand side we have Korona pointing. On the right-hand side we have Misaki happily smiling with the ocean in the background, which is nice. Anyways. So, today and tomorrow I actually have a day off. That's especially why I can actually go on for 2 hours now, because I don't have to get up tomorrow. So yeah, let's repeat the land. I see, there are plenty of people doing it by themselves. Korona was using her tablet to look up information about radio wave observations. Then we found out that there are many astronomy fans who were doing radio wave observations on their own. I think that's because you need to have a parabolic dish like the ones at Nobayama. Make one yourself. She looked rather disappointed, but she soon bounced back. Turn on the goddamn fan because I'm hot. I'm not from my looks. I'm talking temperature. I don't know why I made that joke. Anyways, what we had found were radio meteor observations. We read about a school teacher who transmitted radio waves into space at a certain frequency for 24 consistent hours. Nothing happened during transmission, but if the signal would hit a meteor, it would bounce back and they would get feedback. Whoops. Once putting together all the collected data, you would be able to extrapolate information about meteors. This is how radio observations worked. There's a lot of data here on how to do this by ourselves. If we get the right items, we could make the insurmountable price of astronomy into something fairly cheap. A good equatorial mount, if you were to buy one, was a surprising amount of money. The equatorial at Make was quite expensive, so you should be careful around it. That might be because they don't know how expensive it really is. I'm sure that they would be more careful with it if they knew the cost. It wasn't something that you could just replace if you broke it. I almost wanted to say something about it myself. We've kind of digressed, but now we know that it's possible to do radio wave observations by ourselves. This, yes. But it might be kind of hard for just the two of us. So why don't we ask the rest of the 6 Stars Club for help? There was no reason for us to try the impossible by ourselves. It would be better if you all worked together towards the one goal. Korona had helped out a little with the construction of Piata's 1, so this would be her first real group project. Oops. Not yet. The fun is just starting. I almost felt like calling out everyone to get started right away. The anticipation was killing me. If I was a serial killer, I would be called the Anticipation. Because as I stab my victims, they would say, "The anticipation is killing me," and then they would laugh, and then I would laugh as I stabbed them in the heart. Whoops. Our February meeting is coming up, so I'll bring this up during then. There you go, repeat yourself. That's not repeating yourself, that's skipping to the next line. Sorry, you're right. You should do everything that you want to do. It was my turn to support her. Think together, worry together, and sweat together. I would support anything she wanted to do, walk with her, and share in her pain and joy. Well, are you starting to get passionate? Yo, not to ruin the scene, but that sounds kinda stalkery. I see. So you were driven by something after all. But let me guess, something's gonna come up along the lines of, oh, that's not your end goal. Yeah, my end goal is to have your family name, or something like that. I wouldn't say that it has begun. It's just like barely past prologue, because you know it started actually. But it's let's say chapter, like in the middle of chapter 3. I don't know where I was going with that joke. It wasn't funny. As she smiled faintly, Korona grabbed my hand. My hand, yes. She pulled me back. She pulled me back lightly, and we fell down. So now I can use this one again as a thumbnail. Like, I'm very sorry about using her studying thumbnail again for part 3. Actually, no, I've ended up not using it. Right, I ended up using a CG that showed up in the second part of her route. I said part 3, it's like the third part of her route. Waves, that one. Was it the third? I think it was the third. This should be the fourth of her route. Oh boy, I'm already 4 parts into this. I'm still not done. Why is Korona taking so long? Jesus Christ. We're in the same position as last time. Once again, she pursed her lips towards me. Her lips were all puckered up. Just like before, she was shaking a little. Hold still. While I was on top of Korona, our lips touched. I could feel her shiver through her lips. I had to kiss a little more to help soothe her. I quietly kept her going until she calmed down. It's my first time too. Oops. You know that I never had a girlfriend before. I was sure that if this was some kind of superior... I wasn't sure if this was some kind of superiority complex or not, but I smiled. I think I understood how you felt. Now that I was going out with Korona, I had known that we would end up kissing. But now that it had actually happened, it was so exciting, and it was so exciting, and I couldn't help being happy. Yeah. Went for a second kiss after the first one ended. This time I tried to enjoy the kiss more as our lips touched. She wriggled around, and it was a cute feeling. Touching, then separating, then repeating. Korona seemed to be enjoying herself too. Before I got the chance to do anything else, she pushed herself onto me. It was said that the more you touch, the better, so I went right for it. It seemed like she was using that perfume again today, and the fragrance was floating in the air. It was like my body was getting hotter with the excitement, and the smell of the fragrance became stronger. Oh. Korona's familiar scent was slightly mixing with the perfume. Standing on her toes like an adult made her really seem like a grown woman to me. She's standing? She's fucking lying. Huh? Korona, wait. She got up from my arms so that she could get some distance. I'm sorry for getting so carried away. Oh, it's not just the doki dokis that is going on. That is going on. It's not that. Actually, I was thinking that I wanted to kiss you some more. She closed the gap between us again. Close enough that I could touch her face. No. Close enough for our lips to touch. Okay. She gonna do the finger. She gonna touch his lips with her finger just as a revenge. Closed my eyes just as Korona had said. The vision was gone and I became just a little nervous. She touched my hand. She rubbed it and held it like she was telling me that she was there. Look, my eyes, you're just going to tease me. Korona was freaking out from my warning as she hugged me. She didn't give me time to enjoy our touch as she kissed me. There's no distance between us now. When I opened my eyes, Korona's face was right in front of mine. She wasn't used to kissing it and was forcing it. I wasn't used to it either, but seeing Korona try so hard made me feel somewhat at ease. What's with the triangle mouth? She was telling me how she felt using everything, not just her lips. I held her tightly, taking those emotions in. Was that too hard? Korona, you're so cute that I want to hold you tightly. There we go. I think I fucked that up slightly. Potentially. Oh well. I started dating you because I thought that you were cute. That sounds very superficial. She accepted my explanation, but I kept on holding her in my arms. So, can I lead next time? I'm not sure what that is, but if it's me kissing you, then... Well, how about it? Well, I can't imagine absolutely any time would be okay.
あんまりからかうならこっちから襲うよ。アキ兄の唇奪いまくっちゃうんだから。
She is very aggressive. Korona was messing around and starting to say all kinds of things. Maybe she would just try to mark her territory on my lips. Well, that does sound interesting. I'm gonna kiss you first, though. I softly said as I kissed her. Just a minute ago, Korona was making a fuss, but she had become quiet again. The lips were like a switch to control her. She sweetly accepted the kiss in my arms. Just pressing our lips together was pleasant enough, but it began to change. Change how? Touching and separating over and over again, we kept kissing as I tasted the softness of her lips. Korona would immediately go on the offensive when she thought that I was putting in more effort. That would continue for a while until we found our rhythm. Kissing feels so good. Korona and I talked a bit as our lips were still wet from the makeout session. What should we do? You wanna make us some more? Korona was always on the offensive, was pulling back for a change.
コロナらしくないって一瞬思ったでしょ。
You figured me out?
もうコロナだってそこまでグイグイ系じゃないんだからね。まあ本音を言えばもっとアキ兄とキスしたいんだけど、ほら調子に乗ってしすぎて唇がぷくって腫れたら嫌だし、今日はこのくらいにしといてやるかと。これ以上唇を酷使するのは勘弁してあげることにしました。
Jeez. Oh, hold on, wrong side. My hair's just like really just sticking off and on that side, sticking out at that side. Like, Jesus Christ.
ってことで、また明日キスしようね。
Only if you don't forget.
じゃあメモる。絶対アキ兄とキスするってアプリに書いとくから。
Yeah, we both better not forget. I laughed as I wrote it down on my calendar for tomorrow.
カレンダーに直接書いちゃう。
I won't forget this way. I really just want Mia to just come in late in the day after Korona is gone. It's like sit down with some tangerines. Just like she looks over. Yoaki, what the fuck is that on the calendar?
コロナでもできないことを堂々と。アキ兄ってばやるな。
Wait, did I read that? I did read that. That's because nobody's going to see this here.
そっか。この部屋に入れるのはコロナだけか。
In that moment, Mio just kinda like barges into the room. Hey, you little shit! Stay and take over the shop! Oh, well, Miss Miyoto might come in.
絶対入れないでね。恥ずかしいから。
Okay, then. Our relationship changed a lot after we started dating and kissing. But we could still chat like this after so much change. Our relationship had only improved. So as we moved one step forward. Talking is hard! I wondered what would happen to Korona and I in the future. I couldn't even begin to imagine. By the way, something that happened today, because in Persona 5 Royal, I basically, first off, I maxed out the confidants for Futaba and Haru. So, and also, because I'm constantly confined in, I constantly don't have anything to do at night in Persona 5 Royal right now, I just continuously make more and more and more and more coffee for some reason. Like, for some reason, that's all I fucking do now. Just, like, make one cup of coffee after another. And probably because of that, something came up. Like, if we're talking canon endings, I honest to God think the best canon endings would be either Futaba or Haru. Because in both of them I could just like... For Haru, I can just imagine them after graduating, after the whole business is over. They graduate, they study up, maybe apprentice at some cafes, and then they open up a cafe together, run the cafe together, just like get married, build a family, just basically have that cafe going on together, and that's a really nice idea, isn't it? Just imagine that. And the other is logically for Futaba. After everything went down, he finally is, instead of just feeling like a part of the family, will become a part of the family by marrying Futaba, and at some point will take over LeBlanc. And they then probably will run it together, or something like that. Possibly turn it into an internet cafe, knowing Futaba. Just kidding, probably not. Anyways, couldn't you begin to imagine?
恋愛っていいね、アキニ。
Well, sure to be fun days ahead of us. The most exciting future was waiting for us. We were confirming our love for each other by kissing. But reality was cruel, and we felt how truly cold this room was without any substantial heater.
うわ、寒っ。冬はすぐに体冷えちゃうね。
Let's get on to Kotatsu.
はーい。お邪魔します。
She naturally came to where I was sitting.
もうちょっと場所を空けて。
He sat in between my legs.
大成功。これは小柄じゃなきゃできない芸当だよね。
Ah, yes! My compactness wins today! She isn't small, she's compressed. Also, I need to check something. Hold on. I'm gonna just pause the recording real quick. You know what? If I really dig in my heels, I may be able to beat the route today. Because there's only like 2 more CGs left for this route. The potential is there because look at how quickly like the last 3 CGs for Orihime's route just came out in rapid succession, so there's definitely a possibility. So actually, let me just look. That is not yoga time. That is dead time. Anyways, ignore what I just said, please. Nah, that won't find me anything. There we go. That finds me the thing. Oh, I was wearing a shirt during the rich one. So that was 2 hours, 30 minutes. I'm just trying to see how much time overall came together on the different route, on the Orihime route, as well as the... So that's 4 hours... 7 hours... Yeah, I'll be surprised actually if I manage to beat it today. This is not gonna be a route I will be able to beat today. Unless they made it like half the length of Orihime's. Like, Jesus. Anyways, still pushing limits even though you're small.
いいから、もっとギュッてして。
Seriously, what am I going to do with you? I held Korona. Her body was so soft that I wanted to hold her like this forever. The fragrance from the nape of her neck got my heart racing.
ドキドキしちゃった？
Don't read my mind!
コロナの首筋ペロペロしてもいいよ。
What? What? I won't. Just what kind of pervert was she to think about licking necks?
でもこの体勢だとチューしづらいし。
You're the one who said that we'll kiss tomorrow.
だからね、キス以外の形でイチャイチャできればなって思いまして。
So she was saying that we weren't acting like a couple enough for her. I guess it couldn't be helped. Maybe she'd gotten greedy because she'd held back her feelings for so
ア
long.
キミ、ほらほら。
Don't move your butt like that. Oh no.
ー
Seriously, my girlfriend was such a little devil. She'd been trying to provoke me this entire time. Sit still, I won't hold you anymore.
あ、うん。じっとしてます。はい。
I could just imagine just like her immediate, just like immediate, like, perfectly straight back. She immediately stopped moving and calmed down. Jeez, you're so calculating.
だって、アキ兄の抱っこ以上にいいことなんてないもん。はぁ、ほにゃほにゃする。
We just sat together like that, enjoying the warmth of the kotatsu. Hold on, let me just like move this like that. That should be better. Yes, it is. Korona was comfy beyond words. We spent about an hour fooling around at the kotatsu until we had to leave.
とっさに動けない。
Over here, Korona. I drew Korona close to protect her from Kotaro.
これはラッキーだ。
Are you okay?
アキ兄のおかげなのです。
She puckered up, begging for a kiss. Don't get carried away. We had said we wouldn't, but I couldn't help it, and gave her one more kiss.
そんなこと言って、ちゃんとキスしてくれた。
like they just kiss outside, and then she leaves. And then as he turns around to go back to the convenience store, he just sees Mihiro standing there, looking through the through the glass door. Hold on, my leg. Having fun there? Hmm?
アキ兄って、そういうとこ優しいよね。
Don't think I'll do this for just anybody.
わかってるって。コロナはもう特別だもんね。
As long as you know that. Now, come on, the bus is here. I had left my room right on time for the Hoshino bus to arrive.
もっとイチャイチャしてたいのに。
We'll leave that for another time. We're going to see each other tomorrow. So let's leave it for then.
はーい。それじゃあ、アキ兄。またね。おやすみなさい。
She blew me a kiss as she got on the bus. She waved to me through the window until I couldn't see her anymore. Couldn't stop the feeling of joy growing within me. The next day. It looks like fucking spring.
コロナはやってみたいことがあります。流星電波観測というやつです。流れ星が落ちてくるのを電波でキャッチするんです。でもコロナ一人じゃ大変です。皆さん、よければ協力してください。
Korona had invited everyone from a Six Stars Club for a Six Stars Club meeting. We were going to have a meeting at the end of February, but the schedule got moved around, so we would have the meeting today.
それでは、むつら星の会第2回定例会を開催します。
Otaka, the new president, made the announcement and the meeting started.
まずはじめに、皆さんもご存知かと思いますが、日下部コロナさんから一つ提案がなされました。ではコロナさん、みんなの前で改めて説明をお願いします。
皆さん、こんにちは。日下部コロナです。
She stood up and greeted everybody. She bowed like a spring and got right into it.
この前、野辺山の話をみんなでしたと思いますが、コロナは目に見えないものを調べる電波観測に興味を持ちました。宇宙から飛んでくる電波は、コロナたちみたいな個人の天文ファンでは設備的にとても手が出ません。でも、電波観測というだけだったら、個人でもできるものがあるそうです。それが、流星電波観測です。流れ星にぶつかった電波が跳ね返ってきたのを地上でキャッチするんです。
Falling stars. You know they're not actually stars.
流れ星はお天気が良くないと見れません。昼間でもダメです。でも電波観測なら そういう心配はいらないんです。
So the weather concerns from Morihime's route are not going to be a problem, at
あんま
least.
り派手じゃないみたいだけど、コロナは面白そうだなって思いました。だからやってみたいです。むつら星のみんなもよかったらコロナと一緒にやってみませんか？
She started with an explanation, then her plan, and then right into her opinion. After she finished talking, we waited for everyone's opinion. That is a very good way of proposing an idea.
あっきにコロナちゃんと言えたかな？これでちゃんと伝わった？
Yeah, you can tell from their looks. There was no way that we wouldn't get interested in radio wave observations. I thought that it was something that you could only do at observatories. But it wasn't so, and even an amateur could try it. So, of course, everyone would be on board with such a dreamlike idea.
流星電波観測か。面白そうじゃないか。流れ星に跳ね返る？よくわかりませんが、気になりますね。
うちは工業系ですから、機材の作成や設置では力になれると思います。
目で見るのとは違うんだよね。どんな風なんだろう。どうやらケツを取るまで
You know what, I'm actually gonna make so the fan spins and increase the power up. Don't fucking fall over, you piece of shit. There we go.
はい、そのようです。
Orihime and Honoka smiled at each
コ
other.
ロナさん、流星電波観測をしたいというあなたの提案に、むつら星の会は参加を表明します。忙しい時期だからと大きな活動予定を入れていなかったのが幸いしたわね。皆さんも無理をしない範囲で参加してください。陣頭指揮はコロナさん、お願いします。
はい、頑張ります。
I'll support Korona, so please let me know if there's anything that's needed.
早くも彼氏さんが頑張るみたいね。結構なことだわ。
Wait, you know, I was planning on telling everyone after the meeting had ended.
ごめん、あきに。さやちゃんにだけ報告しちゃった。あれって内緒の話だったの？
Oh, we now know who we don't tell any secrets to.
私、光に話しちゃったけど。
Oh no, Hikari is the one that told everybody.
私はほうき星さんから聞きました。ビッグニュースだって。
私はあれだ。コロナの兄貴から聞いた。
Oh, of course that would happen.
あ、もしかしてなるちゃん、うちのお兄ちゃんと付き合ってるの？
付き合ってない。最近ちょっと話をしてるって程度だよ。
However, she is seeming... However, that reaction does make me feel like she's slightly interested in him.
私のことはどうでもいいだろ。今はコロナと空見くんがくっついたことが大事なんだ。
She panicked and changed focus back to us when people were talking about her. Now that everybody knows, Korona and I have started dating.
よろしくお願いします。
I was embarrassed announcing our relationship. But these were good friends with us. Everyone here was happy for us.
流星電波観測についていろいろ調べてみたんだ。ブックマークしてあるから、みんなも見てね。
The thing is, it makes sense for Saya to tell Hikari. Since, you know, Hikari also liked Akito. I feel like the people who are already established to like him should know about it. So it was okay for Saya to tell Hikari. What was not okay, however, was for Hikari to tell... Moriko. I'm an idiot. Anyways, Korona sent everyone the link. Everyone began checking the devices.
ここなんて画像付きで詳しく紹介されているわね。アンテナを設置するんですか。
大変そう？
大変ではないと思います。ただ場所が問題ですね。むつら星でやるならここを提供するつもりだったけど、さすがに許可が下りないわ。名工の校舎、おしゃれですもんね。
I do like quite fashionable. It didn't seem like Mako would let us put up an antenna on their building.
そういう意味ではうちも無理だと思います。
聖戦女子さんはうちより厳しそうですから、尼高は遠くて皆さん不便でしょうし、候補から外した方がいいですね。
うちなら大丈夫だと思いますよ。機材も借りられますし、都合はいいかと。
Morohai was an engineering school, so it would be a good fit.
コロナは星野第一がいいな。
At. Shouldn't that be an at? What?
あそこなら知ってるし、お兄ちゃんもいるから、お母さんを説得させやすいし。
コロナさんの都合を考えると、諸見沢工業さんは避けた方が良さそうね。
ですね。うちはこわもての連中も多いですから。
アキトくんが OK なら星野第一にしようよ。どうかな、アキ兄。
I'm 100% okay with it. Our school's pretty much okay with anything, so I'm sure we'll get permission. The motherfucker lived there for multiple months! If he can't get permission to set up a fucking antenna, I don't know what's wrong with that school. So much so that you could even live there. I mean... I didn't think they'd bat an eye at one or two antennas.
場所は星野第一さんにお願いします。許可が取れ次第、全員に連絡をしてください。
Got it. It was still preliminary, but we were going to do the radio wave meteor observation in our school's club room. Next, we need to make a list of what was needed and how to do it. Thankfully, the website we found had everything written down in detail on their homepage. So as amateurs, decided to follow those directions to the letter this time around.
アンテナ設置のための材料はいくつかこちらで提供できると思います。
That helps. We don't really have anything like that here.
ただ、新規で買うものも結構あるでしょうね。近いうちに買い出しに行きましょ
う。この HRO 専用受信機という機材だけは取り寄せないと入手できそうにないわね。
HRO was short for a ham band radio observation, and was important to do the radio observations that it was important for the radio observations that we were trying to do.
価格は2万円もしないようですね。取り寄せに時間がかかると思いますので、すぐに手配しましょう。
It really is strange. Like, at the start, for some reason, Honoka's gaze really unsettled me, but by now I'm very okay with it.
お金はどうするの？それくらいだったらコロナ出せるけど。い
え、これはもうむつら星の会の活動ですから、きちんと会費から出させていただきます。
機材もろもろ合わせても結構安くできるんだな。こっちとしては大助かりだよ。
He seems very pleased about that. Nara looked at Orihime like that meant something.
その説は申し訳なかったと反省しておりますわ。お金を出し合って望遠鏡を買おうだなんて。
Oh, that.
分かってるよ。姫さんのあれがなけりゃドブソニアンを作ろうなんて話にもならなかったんだし。
結果オーライということで手を打ちましょう。
了解だ。
Six Stars Club had only just started to stay together when it was first formed, but now the Six Stars Club had only just managed to stay together when it was first formed, but now we were able to joke around with each other. It had only been half a year since then, but everyone had grown close.
いいな、そういうの。
I'm sure that if you work hard too, Korona, you'll be like that with everyone too.
だよね。コロナもみんなみたいになれるよね。頑張りましょう。一緒に。
We had never let Korona join the Mikuzuki Astronomy Club, so Korona hadn't been able to help out with the construction of the Dobsonian telescope. This time, she would be participating in full. Not only that, she would be an actual member of the group.
コロナもみんなの仲間だよ。嬉しいな。
She Said it cheerfully, yet quietly, so that no one would hear. Her dream of making friends had finally come true. I understand that joy just a little too much. Well, I'll send Korona home then.
よろしくお願いするわね。
じゃあね、姫ちゃん、ほなほな。
It was dark out when the Six Stars Club meeting ended. Based on today's discussion, we were going to prepare the radio observation of the meteors. Okay, let's head out. Didn't expect today to turn out like this, so I left my bike at home. Korona and I took the bus to the nearest bus stop.
これからやること盛りだくさんだ。
Korona sounded pleased, looking at the list on her phone. It'll be fun.
コロナ、頑張るぞ
Don't go overboard, though.
ー。勝ってるって。その辺は、アキ兄がちゃんと見ててくれるんでしょ
I won't, but you have to look out for yourself, too.
はーい。
The words of caution just seemed to fall on deaf ears. I understand how she felt, but it looked like I had to keep a close eye on her. On Saturday afternoon, we were in my room making a list of the equipment we needed.
HRO 受信機、先方より返信ありました。発注日より10日ほどで納品されるそうです。送り先は星野第一天文部にしておきました。空見くんは受け取りをお願いします。
Got it. What the fuck? I replied to Honoka in our group chat. It seemed that settled the HRO receiver, which was crucial for radio meteor observation. All we had to do now was to get the other equipment ready before it
アン
arrived.
テナと線はどちらも無理でした。DC 電源とアダプタを固定するための金具は用意できます。
やっぱりアンテナはダメか。
I'm not surprised, both the receiver and antenna are specialized equipment, and they're not cheap. I knew our chances of getting the antenna were slim. Moro High was a technical school, but that didn't mean we could use anything we
ア
wanted.
キ兄、買い出しリストはこんな感じかな。
We listed out what we needed and struck out the items that we already had. The HO receiver is on its way, and Keisuke's bringing the adapter and fittings.
アンテナって普通に売ってるのかな。
A large hardware store would have one, I think. If not, we'll have to order one.
あとは、アンテナ用の支柱でしょ、アンテナ線でしょ、消耗品として針金とビニールテープあたりかな。観測データを表示するパソコンはここにあるやつを使ってもいいの？
That was my intention. It was astronomy club property, so leaving it connected by cable wouldn't be a problem. Let's have a battery pack on standby too. It'd be nice to have the option of going outdoors. Our plan was to fix the antenna out indoors for a stationary observation, but I wanted to be able to bring it outside too. It's much more exciting if we see the meteor shower with our own eyes at the same time as the radio observation.
おお、確かにそれはすごそう。
Radio observation doesn't look like much, but during meteor showers, it's quite impressive, apparently. Normally, the screen only showed tiny reactions, but a meteor shower was a different story. Major reactions were called loud echoes, and they were going to be the highlight of the evening. Oh, right, what about audio?
Huh?
Meteor's reactions can be picked up as sounds too, something like a boom, apparently.
音もぜひ。
Got it. Then we'll need to prepare speakers and cables too. That was all we needed, probably. If something else came up, we would just have to go out and buy it. Alright, let's go shopping! We boarded the bus for Hoshino Station. There was a large hardware store a few stops away.
ねえ、アキ兄、アンテナって電気屋さんに置い
Wait, for or at? Because Hoshino Station should be the station at Hoshino Daiichi. So wouldn't that be... they boarded the bus at Hoshino Station?
てないかな。
continue. No idea. We'd have to go to find out. We'd have to go to one to find
ハ
out.
ーバータウンに大きい店入ってたよね。100円ショップもあったし、先にそっちを見てみない？
Find another way, but the hardware store would be a better bet, right?
実は買い出しにカコつけて、アキニーとまたハーバータウンでデートしたいなって。
Then you should have just said so. Okay, let's make it a date. But we have to get the shopping done too.
やったー！ありがとうアキニー、愛してるー！
Even though we were still on the bus, Korona came flying at me for a hug. The other passengers didn't notice. They probably thought she was an energetic child.
兄と妹がじゃれ合ってる風に見られてる気がする。アキニー、チューしよう。恋人だってとこ見せつけちゃおうよ。
They're clearly thinking you're siblings. This kiss could potentially make them feel very uncomfortable. No, that's a bad
で
idea.
もコロナ子供扱いされてるんだよ。向かってこない？
It's a little annoying, to be honest. Korona wasn't a child. She was my full-grown girlfriend. Okay, just a peck. I give her a quick kiss on the cheek. It's not like I could kiss you on the lips here on the bus.
まさかアキニーがチュッてしてくれるとは思わなかったよ。
Was it that surprising?
びっくりするって人前なんだよ。ほっぺにだって普通キスしないよ。
But you were the one who wanted to do it.
でも嬉しかったよ。ありがとね。お返しにコロナも。
Korona kissed me on the cheek as well. Honestly, kissing each other in public was kind of embarrassing for the both of us.
キスしちゃった。恥ずかしいね。
Do you think so too, huh? So there was no reason to do it again, right?
コロナ、
Whoops.
癖になっちゃうかも。
Color rising in her cheek, Korona gave me a look full of emotion. She's gonna go for it again at some point.
ハーバータウン、再び。
Hey, we were back in Harbor Town.
やっぱしみなぎってくるね。
Korona, you're getting too excited.
アキニーが落ち着きすぎてるんだって。普通もっとこう、うわーってなるよ。
I guess so. I didn't get it, unfortunately.
うわーってなっちゃうようなことする？
I get the feeling that linking arms won't be enough this time. Since we started dating, Korona's excessive need for physical contact had only escalated. Holding arms, linking arms, those were a given. And it seemed that now even a kiss on the cheek was okay.
じゃあどうしよう。アキニーをドキドキさせたいよ。
Just be natural. We'll have fun like a normal couple. I pulled Korona to me and hugged her.
アキニー、
Come on, let's go. Fun awaits us at every corner, right? Usually I was the one caught off guard, but sometimes I had to give Korona a taste of her own medicine.
アキニーからキュッてされちゃった。たまにはされる方も悪くないよね。
Korona seemed satisfied. Wanted to do whatever I could to make this a really fun date for her. The large electronics store didn't have the antenna we were looking for. They had TV ones, but we needed something called a two-element antenna for the radio meteor observation. The elements were two rods next to each other, forming an H-shaped antenna.
アンテナ無理だったね。
Hold on, let me just look that up. Two element antenna. Those kinds of antennas. Intriguing. Ah, fuck, I'm itchy. Anyways, we could try the hardware store, but that guy told us it'd be safer to order from a specialist store.
ああいうのはアマチュア無線の領域みたいだし、しょうがないよ。
To begin with, radio meteor observation was clearly in that realm. It required knowledge about radios rather than
で
astronomy.
も電気屋さんは無駄じゃなかったよ。スピーカーとコードが安く買えたもん。
We also bought the pole mount and cable for the antenna.
ニールテープと針金は100円ショップで買えばいいし、あとはなんだっけ？
Korona took out her phone to check the shopping list.
電池ボックスか。 さすがに100円ショップには置いてないよね。
Might not be in the hardware store either, it's kind of specialized. The battery pack we need was a kind of container for multiple D batteries. It could be used as an outdoor power source. With it, we'd have enough power We'd have enough to power. I feel like they mixed up the 2 and power. This is happening a lot in Korona-Route. With it, we'd have enough to power a whole night of radio
電
observation.
池ボックスも通販かな。
I'll discuss it with Keisuke. It'll be fast if they place the order. We were bothering Keisuke for a lot of things, but we could count on him as a fellow Six Stars Club
って
member.
ことは、買い出しはこれで終了？
Yeah, we're done. Didn't have much to show for it, but we had found what we could. Continuing the search would only be a waste of
じゃあ
time.
じゃあ、ここから先はデートしようよ。
Yeah. It was Saturday, so Harbor Town was much livelier than usual. It was a good thing we weren't wearing our uniforms. We could enjoy our date like a normal couple.
秋に屋台で何か買おう。コロナお腹空いちゃった。
We'd both had lunch, but looking at this food, at all this food, made us hungry.
ドネルケバブ
Poking
だっ
his
て。
heart.
秋に食べたことある？
Yes! Good shit. Good. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Oh, that's the wrong chat. Whoops. There you go. Yeah, just once. I remember it being pretty good.
お肉たっぷりで美味しそうだよね。でもやめた。せっかくだし、どっちも食べたことないのにしようよ。
No! Eat it! In that case, how about that? Pointed aside for takoyaki rice crackers.
たこ焼きせんべい？何それ？たこ焼き味のおせんべいのことかな？
You don't know what they are? They're new to me too. Let's try some.
賛成！
We got in line at the takoyaki rice cracker stand. Thought that we had to wait long. Soon we had the crackers in hand.
おー、これがたこ焼きせんべい。
It was a single takoyaki sandwich between 2 large shrimp rice
なん
crackers.
だか食べにくそうだね。こう、ギュッと押した。はい、あきに
Whoops.
お先どうぞ。
Me?
ちょっと心配で。
Alright, fine.
あーんして。
Chomp. Korona held out the sandwich for me. After the crispness of the rice cracker came the moist dewiness of takoyaki.
どう？おいしい？
It's kinda... The 2 textures were interesting and the sauce blended well. It wasn't exactly a meal, but it was just the kind of snack you would expect from these food
コ
stands.
ロナもコロナも。はい、あーん。
This time I held sandwich for Korona.
サクサクトロトロな。
Not bad, huh?
アキ兄に食べさせてもらうと格別だね。
Changing mood changes how things taste, huh?
本当に。うちのお兄ちゃんと食べたらきっとこんなに美味しくないもん。
Who you ate with was important too. Without Korona here, I would never be this excited.
さてと次は
We're still eating.
しょっぱいものを食べたら次は甘いものなのです。
I had a feeling this cycle would continue. We walked around to food stands for a while more. After the gourmet tour, we went to the planetarium before a break from eating. It was dark inside the dome, and not long after the program started, Korona started to nod off. And she's asleep. Korona looked so cute as she slept. After all that walking and eating, she was probably exhausted. You know, you don't look strange at all when you sleep. She had said it bothered her, but I almost wanted to take a photo of her right now. And I would have too if you weren't in the library. What? Planetarium. Too much Diet Toshokan on the brain. As we left the planetarium, Korona looked dejected. It's okay, it shows how relaxed you were. Maybe she'd planned on some hanky-panky while we were inside. Unfortunately, sleep prevailed. You looked cute while you slept. I didn't even watch the program. Not at all. If you hadn't been in the planetarium, I would have taken a photo as proof. She really didn't want anyone to see her sleeping. I didn't take any photos, but she was still really embarrassed. I don't know about that. Aside from summer camp, she wouldn't have any chance to see me asleep. Sure, but where exactly do you intend to do so? In other words, real sleep, not just me dozing off at school or whatever. If you're that serious, I'm gonna pass. Besides, I'm not sleepy yet. It's gonna take a few hours, you know. I'm jealous of how easily you fall asleep. Same here. Show me, teach me your ways. Like, it takes hours for me to fall asleep. Maybe I was a little sleepy, but then again, it takes hours for me to fall asleep because I can't fucking put away my phone, and then when I finally lay down, it takes like roughly half an hour to fall asleep. But during that half an hour, I continuously get the temptation to look at my phone again because, hey, maybe someone messaged me. No one messaged me. Hey, maybe someone uploaded a new video for me to watch. No one uploaded a new video for me to watch. Okay, time to put it away. 5 minutes later. What about now? That is a big problem for some reason. Anyways, maybe I was a little sleepy, but I wouldn't be able to go to sleep straight away if Korona was watching me. Anyway, looking at me sleep will have to wait. Instead, I'll see you home. Korona looked disappointed, but in the end, she understood. The HRO receiver and antenna were ordered separately, and the antenna arrived first. The receiver would take a while longer, it seemed. He decided to set up the antenna before the receiver got here. Who's that guy? Thanks for coming all that way.
いや、僕らの技術がお役に立つなら、このくらいお安いご用ですよ。
Two Moto's high students, Keisuke and another club member, were here for the antenna setup.
うちの部員も話を聞いて気になってたんですよ。参加できると聞いて喜んでます。うっす！よろしくお願いします！わ
あ、結構なこわもてだね。
That he does.
そうっすか？すいません。彼はこう見えて温和な詩人ですから、技術もあるので安心してください。
よろしくね。
Korona was a little apprehensive, but he was with Keisuke, so he should be fine. Plus, I heard that in technical schools, the older students were really tough on the younger ones.
まずは窓の確認をさせてください。
Keisuke started by checking the windows.
どこかにアンテナ線を通す必要がありますが、どこにしましょう？
What do you mean?
一番手っ取り早いのは窓を完全に閉めないことですね。
それだと鍵が閉められなくなっちゃうね。
学校のセキュリティ面で戸締まりが必須なのでしたら、この方法は使えません。
Hold on.
一番手っ取り早いのは窓を完全に閉めないことですね。こうサッシに挟むような感じで。
Are there others?
壁か窓に小さい穴を開けさせてもらって、そこを通す方法があります。
I don't know about that. Making holes in the wall probably wasn't a good idea. We had permission, more or less, to set up the antenna, but I don't think that included damaging part of the school building.
エアコンの室外機につながる穴がありゃそこを使えるんだがな。
Sorry, this room doesn't have air conditioning.
見りゃわかるって気にすんな。
He had a rough way of speaking, but he seemed like a good
部
guy.
長、こいつはどうしますか。
空見さん、星野第一のセキュリティはどうだろう。施錠しないと具合が悪いですか。
I don't think so. As long as it isn't obvious, we should be fine. They're like what? What are security issues? What are security issues? What are security issues? A student has been living in this room for multiple months. There are no security issues, for there is no security.
では、上部の窓を使わせてもらうとしましょう。下は公務員さんも気にされるでしょうから。
Hold on, did I read that? No, I did read that. What did I? I don't think so. As long as it isn't obvious, we should be fine.
部長、隙間用のテープ持ってきたっす。
おう、助かる。
それは？
隙間を埋めるためのテープです。スポンジに粘着テープがついてましてね。
Guys, get a
テ
demonstration
ーブ
for
ルを
us.
通す部分だけスポンジをカットするんです。
おお。
どうです？これで隙間風の心配もないでしょう。
Thanks, look good. Thanks, looks good. That set the position of the cable. We just had to tell one of the teachers later about the window being unlocked.
次にアンテナですね。
It only arrived yesterday, so we hadn't even opened the box yet to check
開
it.
けちまってもいいっすか。
Yes, thank you. Kawanakajima expertly undid the packaging with a paper
確
cutter.
かに 50MHz 対応のアンテナです。間違ってませんね。
Frequency used for radio meteor observation was 53.750 megahertz. So a 50 megahertz antenna would be able to pick up the required frequency without any
で
issues.
は、アンテナの設置場所に案内していただけますか。
Got it. When I asked the school about putting up an antenna for the astronomy club, they had actually given us a space on the roof. That had really worked out well. The signal would be so much better at the roof compared to putting the antenna out the club room window. Here's a spot where you can use any part of the indicated
こ
space.
こなら電波状況も良さそうですね。では、早速作業に入ります。
Without any delay, the two Moro High students started setting up the antenna. Kesuke, if there's anything we can do to help.
そうですね。手が必要になりましたらその都度お願いしますので、手伝ってください。
Got it.
コロナたちはあんまりお役に立てないっぽいね。
That's how it is. We aren't experts, so we just get in their way. These technical school guys, on the other hand, definitely were. Using their tools, they swiftly set up the antenna. We helped them out bit by bit. We helped them out a bit by holding the antenna, for example, but basically they did everything.
空見さん、部室の前にアンテナ線を垂らしますので、向こうで受け取ってもらえますか？
Sure. Korona and I went back to the club room.
線を垂らすって大丈夫なのかな？
I think he confirmed the window's position just now, so it'll be fine. Keisuke was going to bring the cable to the side of the building where our room was and let it down.
アンテナ線行きます。
Suddenly I got a text from Keisuke, and before I could reply, the antenna cable appeared outside the window.
どうしよう、結構遠いよ。
Let's get a hold of it with a stick or something. We found an umbrella in the corner of our room, which allowed us to snag the cable easily.
取れたよ。
お、うまくいったみたいっすね。
He came down to help,
それじ
apparently.
ゃあアンテナ線を固定しますんで。
気をつけてね。
うっす。
He put the ladder they'd brought next to the window and nimbly climbed up it.
雨水用の排水管が脇にあるんで、そこにうまいことつけられそうっす。
Sticking his head out of the window, he used the wiring to make sure the cable stayed
アン
put.
テナの設置も終わりました。後で確認しに来てください。
Got it, thank you.
線の固定もなんとかなりそうですね。
アンテナ線の固定完了したっす。確認お願いします。
どれ、見せてみろ。
Keisuke clamped the ladder to check on the cable. Was making sure that it wouldn't come loose when pulled or be blown off by the wind.
ひとまずアンテナ線は問題ないようです。あとはアンテナ次第になりますね。お二人も屋上に来て直接見て確認してください。
おー、アンテナが立ってる。
Does it look wobbly to you?
少し風で揺れてるけど、真ん中はしっかりしてるよ。ケーブルも、ちゃんと繋がってる。
Alright, that settles the antenna as well. The H-shaped antenna stood proudly and tall in a corner of the room. Roof, not room. I'm an idiot. I didn't really know what to look out for, to be honest, so I only checked that it wouldn't fall over.
ご苦労様でした。きちんと受信できるかどうかは受信機が来てからになりますね。一応すぐに接続できる。
The fuck?
一応
Why did I accidentally
すぐに
skip
接
that
続でき
over?
るようにしておきましたので、届いたらそちらで確認してみてください。
Thank you,
してお
we'll
き
have...
ましたので、届いたらそちらで確認してみてください。
Whoopsie, wasn't done talking anyway. Thank you, I'll handle that.
アンテナの角度と調整が必要になるかもしれません。その際には僕に連絡してください。すぐに駆けつけますので。
Got it, thank you for everything. I really appreciate it.
僕らが役に立てるのが本当に嬉しいんです。ドブソニアの時は要となる主教を空見さんに任せっきりでしたから、これでいくらかは恩返しできたでしょうか。
I had no idea that was on Keisuke's mind. When we had built the Pleiades 1, we had a lot of help from the students at Moro, just like today. Keisuke had even agreed to oversee the entire process. It was I who was in his debt, actually. Oh, we don't have to keep track of favors and all that.
そうだよ。コロナたち、ムツラボシの仲間なんだから。
Korona's words left me dumbfounded.
それもそうでしたね。仲間ですから。
Even Keisuke gave us the brightest smile
優勢
yet.
電波観測、楽しみにしてます。うまくいくといいですね。
After completing the antenna setup, Keisuke and Kajima packed up and left. That is one hell of a name. It isn't Higashikumura Yamaka, though. Actually, is it? It could potentially be harder. Like, I think Kawanakashima. Higashimura Yamaka. Kawanakashima. Nah, Kawanakashima is basically on the same level, I think. Oh well. Even though we were done too, Korona and I didn't feel like going, so we remained in the room.
秋に、なんかすごいことになってきちゃったね。
We only set up the antenna.
でも着実に進んでる感じがしてさ。コロナ、胸がいっぱいだよ。
We were still staring at the antenna cable outside the
流
window.
星電波観測、うまくいくかな。
Who knows? I don't think we'll succeed on the first try, but it had been the same thing with the Pleiades 1. From checking the primary mirror to the frame setup, it had all been new to us, so we had kept figuring things out by trial and error. Who knows how long we took just to align the optical axis the first time. It's okay to fail. It's because of failure that success tastes so much sweeter.
そっか。そうだね。難しいからこそ挑戦する価値があるから。
But now we have to wait for the receiver. Until it gets here, we can take a break.
待ち遠しいな。早く届いたらいいのに。
The sun had gone down, and so I accompanied Korona on the way home.
わざわざ送ってくれなくても平気なのに。
But it's dark
コ
out.
ロナはアキ兄と一緒に帰れて嬉しいけど、バス代もったいないよ。
It's a necessary expenditure. The frugal life I used to lead seemed like a dream. When Korona was involved, I didn't care too much about what I spent.
ほら、さやちゃんとしてたみたいに、二人乗りでもよかったんだよ。
If the sun were still up, that'd be okay, but it's dangerous in the dark.
それもそっか。
Korona looked like she wanted to ride with me, but it was already nighttime, so she gave up.
そうだ。せっかくバス代使ったんだし、コロナの部屋に上がっていってよ。
Is it okay at this hour? Wouldn't I be intruding?
アキ兄なら大歓迎だって。それに、見せたいものもあるんだよね。
Huh? What is it?
それは見てのお楽しみ。
It's the underwear, isn't it?
でも超期待して OK だよ。きっとアキ兄大喜びだから。
It's the underwear, isn't it? It's the underwear. We got off at the bus stop and walked for a while. It was nighttime, but there was nothing to fear with Korona by my side. Of course, with all this light, there was nothing to fear even if I was alone. じゃじゃーん！ここがコロナの部屋だよ。 I'd been in Takeichi's room many times, but this was my first time in Korona's
どう
room.
どう？女の子っぽい？
Yeah, it's much prettier than I thought it'd be.
やった！アキ兄に褒められちゃった。
There were lots of trinkets and such, but what caught my eye was the number of books. There were a few comic books, but most of them were heavy encyclopedias and reference books, the kind with gorgeously illustrated dust covers. That reminds me, I recently, because I talked about last time about how I've been watching a bunch of scenes from the Daitosho Kano Ichigai anime. In one scene, you see Kake's room. It's so much more spacious than it looks in the fucking visual novel. And there were way less books scattered around the floor. Like, Jesus. Anyways. That's a lot of
お
books.
母さんがどんどん買ってくるんだ。もちろんコロナが買ったのもあるけど、
She took one from the shelf and flipped through its
本
pages.
を読むのは結構好きだよ。面白いし、家に一人でいても寂しくないし。
Taka was always playing outside, I
お
bet.
母さんがお兄ちゃんみたいになっちゃダメって。だからあんまりお外で遊べなかったの。
Taka was concerned about that too, you
お
know.
兄ちゃんが？嘘だ。
Korona didn't give her brother Takeichi much credit, apparently. Takeichi always seemed to hide his true feelings. I recalled how he always treated Korona coldly despite their frequent clashes. During their frequent clashes, I mean, not despite. I'm a fucking idiot. It's true, I'm not kidding. You used to say all the time that you were amazing.
そうなんだ。でも、お兄ちゃんいつもコロナに意地悪するもん。性悪だよ。
I won't deny that. I guess it was always like that when it came to siblings.
うーす、邪魔するぞ。
お兄ちゃん？なんで入ってくるの？シッシ。
Korona was very direct about trying to eject her trespassing brother, but Takeichi showed no sign that he heard her and simply waltzed in. Hey Taka, just visiting.
わかってる。ほら、茶と茶菓子持ってきたぞ。
Takeichi casually placed a tray before us. And yes, that was a tea set with snacks on it.
もう、そういうのはコロナがやるから。ほら、出てってねえ。
そういうわけにはいかねえ。ほれ、アキト、茶だ。飲め飲め。
Ignoring Korona's attempt to displace him, Takeichi tried to make me a cup of tea.
どうせお兄ちゃんまずい入れ方しかできないでしょ。コロナに貸して。
そうか？お前姫さんとこで仕込まれてるらしいしな。
Without further ado, Takeichi relinquished control of the situation. But instead of exiting the room, he sat down on the carpet.
どうしてお兄ちゃんが。お茶飲むしね。
As she prepared the tea, Korona stared daggers at Takeichi. Don't be too mean to her, Taka.
意地悪じゃねえって。俺だってこんなの面倒なだけだ。母ちゃんの指示だよ。様子見とけって。あーうぜえ。
お母さんの命令なの？
そうだよ。だから悪いがここにいさせてもらうぞ。
せっかくアキ兄と二人っきりになれると思ってたのに。
The absolute authority of Mom's orders was acknowledged by both the Kasukabe siblings. Korona accepted her fate and stopped trying to chase Takeichi out.
はい、アキ兄。美味しい紅茶が入りましたよ。
Thanks. Smells good. It's weird to see someone like just preparing tea after all the coffee that I've been subjected to in fucking Persona. by God, there should be a coffee-themed weapon. Like, I don't know, just like you throw a fucking hot cup of coffee in someone's face and it deals fire damage. Anyways!
ほのほの仕込みの紅茶なのです。
At my compliment, Korona broke into a silly grin.
俺の分は
水道水でも汲んでくれば
Just the cold eyes, Jesus!
お前な。
Sorry, could you make some tea for Taki too? He won't be satisfied with tap water.
アキ兄がそう言うなら喜んで。
たく、俺と扱いが違いすぎるだろ。
だってアキ兄は彼氏だもん。お兄ちゃんなんかとは大違いだよ。
Korona punctuated that statement by forcefully placing a cup of tea in front of Takeichi. Takeichi, who clearly didn't drink tea on a regular basis, looked confused. By the way, what did you want to show me?
そうそう、それがあったっけ。お兄ちゃんのせいですっかり忘れてたよ。じゃあコロナ準備してくるから、ちょっとだけここで待っててね。お兄ちゃん、コロナの代わりにアキ兄をおもてなししてて。いい？絶対だよ。
へいへい。
Waving his hand lifelessly, Takeichi saw his sister out of the room.
おもてなしって言われてもなあ。
Well, a clown quite clearly. You don't have to do anything, I don't
マ
mind.
キトならそう言ってくれると思ったよ。
With a bored look on his face, Takeichi started playing with his phone. He was already being forced by his mom to keep us company, so I wasn't going to inconvenience him further. We didn't even talk. Time just went by. About 10 minutes had passed since Korona left the room.
アキ兄、お待たせ。じゃーん。どうどう、
Oh!
コロナの格好。
Meiko uniform! Recognized Korona's outfit. It was Meiko Academy's female
お
uniform.
母さん気が早くってね。この前作ったのが今日届いたの。
Let's see.
どうかな。似合ってる？
This kind of weird that it has one singular button. And that's everything holding it together. Like, I'd understand if they just, like, made a design choice to just have the other buttons unbuttoned. But only one button holding it closed. How... Like, do they got some kind of, like... What's holding that button in place? Like, that jacket would not get very old. Like, sure, it would hold up for... Actually, you know what, thinking about it, it would hold up for 3 years, and that's all it needs. Potentially, if you're not rough with it. Anyways. Yeah, it's cute on you. Very cute.
アキ兄に一番に見せたかったんだよね。
Korona swished the hem of her skirt and posed as if she were part of a fashion show.
姫ちゃんみたいにおっぱい大きくないと似合わないかなって心配したけど、そんなことないみたい。
What the fuck was that rude?
いい感じ。
Korona turned this way and that, showing me all sides of the outfit.
おい、スカート押さえとけって。パンツ見えるじゃねえか。
In a panic, Korona pressed down her skirt. That was when she noticed Takeichi for the first time.
なんだ、お兄ちゃんいたんだ。
いたよ。っていうか気づけよ。
コロナアキ兄だけに見せるつもりだったんだけどな。
So she was intentionally showing him.
見て悪かったよ。もう見ないから好きにしていいぞ。
Okay, time to make out. Wait. Takeichi moved away, turning his back to us.
これはどういうことなのかな？
俺のことはいないものとしてアキトとイチャコラしとけよ。俺がいなかったらそうするつもりだったんだろ。
アキ兄、どうする？
I can't really answer that. Even if he asked us to ignore him, it didn't change the fact that Takeichi was still right there.
角のイチャイチャはまずいってことで。
Korona shuffled over to my side.
これくらいだったらセーフだよね。
Aww. That skirt seems to be very fucking short. Like, Jesus Christ, how short does it have to be for her buttocks to be that exposed while lying down on his lap? Like, Jesus Christ. She suddenly placed her head on my knees. Korona?
アキ兄の膝枕だ。
Just say lap instead of knees. The knees would be hella fucking uncomfortable. I looked over at Takeichi, but it didn't look like he was going to say anything. I just gave Korona a look of incredulity. What the fuck is that? Hold on. Just say disbelief. Why use words like incredulity? Just use disbelief. Like, why you gotta make it so complicated?
たまにはこういうのもいいよね。
Something about this interaction made me think of her as a little sister. There. I patted Korona on the head.
あ、なでなでしてくれるんだ。
Might as well. Oh yeah, I didn't count these like chibi ones. Fuck. Oh well. Korona narrowed her eyes in content.
よくやるなお前
Jesus. The projectile cushion hit Takichi right in the
痛え
face.
じゃねえか
Korona played it cool, but of course Takichi knew it was her.
てめえ
Now, calm down. Stay calm. Come on, Korona, apologize to your brother.
ごめんなさい。
She apologized, alright, but there wasn't a hint of remorse in her voice.
面倒見きれねえアキトもよくこんなのと付き合う気になったな
The Korona I know is as sweet as an angel.
きめ
うっしゃ
And no flying at the handle like that.
ー。は
Why was I mediating this brother-sister fight? Takichi moved further away into a corner as if he didn't want anything more to do with us.
ーい。邪魔者は消えたし、もっとなでなでして。
Hold on. I feel the need to do something real quick. Let's just, hold on. How do I do this best? Us best. I don't know why that was funny to me. It shouldn't have been. No. Wait, hold on. First off, that's not what I wanted. Do that, save, open it again. Maybe it works now. There we go, now it shows up. Oh, I accidentally moved on this. Fuck, hold
邪
on.
魔者は消えた。邪魔者は消えたし、もっとなでなでして。
I immediately made it worse, didn't I? That was the intent. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Be gone again. There you go. You can just go ahead and close that completely. Anyways, let's keep going! There! I was really spoiling her.
さすがアキにとろけちゃいそうだよ。ワンちゃんで撫でテクを鍛えてるだけのことはあるね。
Korona's hair was light and bouncy. Felt so smooth, sort of like cat fur, and I wanted to keep petting it forever.
スリスリスリ
Korona rubbed her cheek against my lap, visibly enjoying herself.
スリスリ。コロナの匂い、アキにいっぱいつけちゃおう。
Marking your territory, huh?
スリスリスリ。
Emboldened by Takichi's silence, Korona dialed up the level of physical contact.
アキにもっといろいろ触ってほしいかも。
I have several questions! She took my hand and brought it towards her
お
body.
兄ちゃん見てないし、チャンスだよ。
No, don't get it on. Don't get it on, please! No, he knows what's going on.
つまんないの？
I resumed petting at full speed, so as not to spoil her mood. Amidst all the petting, Korona had fallen asleep. Takichi finally came back from his corner of the
なん
room.
だよ。寝ちまったのか？
She liked all that petting, I guess.
んじゃ、そろそろいいだろう。コロナをベッドに運んで撤収しろ。
I'm all for that, but, she was gripping the hem of my shirt.
難儀だな。どうする？俺が叩き起こすか？
Nah. I'll just let her sleep like this for a while more. I don't mind getting home a bit later anyway. Korona was sleeping soundly, it seemed. She must have been tired out from the antenna setup today.
んじゃ、帰りたくなったら言えよ。なんとかしてやっから。
Thanks,
こっ
Take.
ちこそ、あんがとな。こいつの彼氏になってくれて。
As she lay there sleeping, Takichi gave her a tender look. They fought all the time, but he was a good brother to her in the end. Except that one time where she was trying to pet Kotaro and he decided to bark. Oh, alright, let's get that photo. I took out my phone and snapped a picture of Korona's face.
俺も撮っとこう。なるえちゃんに送ってやったら喜びそうだ。
Takichi took a photo too and immediately sent it to Narue. Narue gets a kick out of things like this.
誰にも言うなよ。
Not like this. I know. We laughed quietly, so we wouldn't wake Korona. One day later, everyone in the Six Stars Club now knows what she looks like sleeping. It's here! The receiver's here! Thought it would arrive next week, at the earliest, but I was pleasantly surprised. According to Honoka, there was little demand for HRO receivers, so production was entirely order-based. That's why it took more time than normal mail order items. Let's take a look inside. I opened the cardboard box. A silver box lay inside, nestled in bubble wrap. So there's an HRO receiver. The design was really simple. It had a power switch and volume dial, as well as ports for the antenna cable, audio output, and power adapter. We don't even need to set the frequency, huh? It was a machine designed solely for radio meteor observation, that was clear. Frequency was probably fixed at 53.750. Hold on. Also, something about the whole seminar situation. The seminar will end for me at the 16th of... or 17th? No, 16th will be my last day. The 16th of September, I think. So yeah. Only like, what, roughly 2 more months to go. I'll have to figure out what the fuck to do after that's done. Anyways, I'll connect the antenna cable first then. Now it's the fun in rushing through it alone. In the excitement of getting the receiver, I wanted to set it up right away, but I came to my senses. Took out my phone and started typing. Hey, the HRO receiver's here! Gonna test it to come over. I only sent the text to Korona, not the Six Stars Club group chat. I guess I should have invited everyone. But I don't want to share this joy with Korona first of all. She's taking her time, isn't she? Almost an hour had passed since her reply, but there was still no sign of Korona. The afternoon sky was clear, but as evening neared, the clouds got more menacing. The sky was already covered in a thick layer of cloud. Doesn't look like it'll rain, at least. Where the forecast on my phone said it was going to be cloudy. There was only a 10% chance of rain, but clear skies were out of the question.
秋にごめん。遅くなっちゃった。
Korona burst into the club room. From the way she was catching her breath, I could tell she really rushed over here.
出る直前でお母さんに捕まっちゃって。
Here, drink this and cool down. I gave her the bottle of tea I was about to open.
ありがとう。生き返った。
Feeling human again, Korona took off her coat and sat down.
ありがとね、秋に。お茶ごちそうさまでした。
But more importantly, what about your mom? I knew that dealing with Korona's mom was no joking matter.
大丈夫、大丈夫。ちゃんと用事は済ませてきたから。
If you say so. I was worried because Korona had been kinda all over the place
そ
lately.
れより、ごめんね。いっぱい待っちゃったでしょ。
I'm fine. I just reread the explanation on the homepage.
ならいいんだけど。あ、そうだ、受信機。見せて見せて。
Here it is, delivered to the astronomy club this afternoon.
これが受信機。
I showed it to Korona.
案外ちっちゃいんだね。
I think the word is compact.
ごめんごめん。でもコロナたちはアマチュア無線よくわかんないし、シンプルな方がいいよね。
That's right. Limited functionality made things easier for us. We didn't need it for anything other than radio meteor observation. It's getting late, but if you're up for it, I was gonna hook it up to the antenna and test it out. Are you okay for time?
夜9時くらいまでだったら平気だよ。
Okay, let's do this pronto. Keisuke and Kajima had already set up the antenna for us. We just had to insert the antenna cable, which was hanging from an opening in the upper window. Okay, it's connected.
秋にパソコンはどうする？
Let's test it without a computer first. Leaving the notebook PC on the desk, I connected the DC adapter to the receiver. The HRO receiver needed 12 volts DC, which the DC adapter provided by converting the normal 100 volt power from the wall.
あとはどうすればいいの？
Yeah, plug the speakers into the audio terminal. If the antenna worked properly, we'd get output in the form of
接
sound.
続したよ。
Aside from the notebook, all necessary equipment was connected. We just had to turn on the receiver and adjust the volume.
あれ？
There was no sound.
秋にどこか失敗してたのかな？
No, this is fine.
聞こえないよ。
Nonsense. You hear the static, don't you?
これでいいの？ただの雑音だけど。
Loosely speaking, it's called white noise. If you hear this, it means the connection is okay. That's what the explanation on the homepage had said. Looks like our first test is a success.
これじゃ達成感はないな。
It's okay, no need to rush things. Okay, let's connect the computer. I turned off the receiver and plugged in the notebook. There were two kinds of audio outputs. One went into the notebook's audio terminal, the other was connected to the speaker as before.
接続できたよ。
With that, we finished reconnecting all the cables. Okay, Korona, could you turn on the computer for me?
はーい。スイッチオン。
I get just emerging there like, power on! Just like making a show of it. The notebook took a while to finish booting up. What was left was to launch the program for stationary observation and adjust the volume.
じゃあ始めるよ。
Korona looked up the audio input volume. After a while, the white noise we heard earlier emerged from the notebook speakers.
同じになったね。
Now we just have to keep an eye on the observation program and wait for a reading.
楽しみだな。
We muted the notebook so that all audio output would come from the speakers. Amidst the buzz of white noise, we waited for the meteors to fall. There was nothing to do. We quickly found ourselves just staring at the notebook screen.
ちゃんと動いてるみたいだね。
Why does looking at this hurt my eyes? The program was updating its frequency over time graph in real time.
流星が通ったらここに表示されるんだよね。
Yeah,
どのくらい待てばいいんだろう。
even without a meteor shower, there were always meteors in the sky, but their numbers were low. Some days they'd be close to none. They say you'd have to wait for an hour or so.
そんなに？
Sorry, I know you can't stay too late.
でもギリギリまで頑張るよ。
Korona's resolve was starting to fade. We had known from the start that this wasn't going to be much of a visual activity, but it was the waiting around with nothing to do that was hard to take.
普通の天体観測だったら星空を見上げてるだけで楽しかったんだろうな。
Korona made a valid, if painful, point. In fact, seeing something and getting it right away made a huge difference. I understood why some people said stars had value in being seen. A sky full of stars moved people instantly. It's true, but look, it's cloudy outside. The sky was completely overcast, and there wasn't a star in sight.
星見えないね。
Whoops. Korona sounded disappointed. The stars aren't visible, but they are ideal these are ideal conditions for radio observation. Because of the clouds, we can't see the stars. Think about it. That's why we are doing radio observations, right?
そっか。目では見えないものを見たいから電波観測をしようとしたんだった。
The universe held many mysteries, and for us here on Earth, there were things that just couldn't be seen. Turn that down to 1. That's why the Hubble Space Telescope was built. That's why huge parabolic antennas, all listening for the faintest radio waves from space, were built. They're all products of our desire to learn about things we couldn't see. Coincidentally, tonight's cloudy sky means we can't see the stars. That's why it's perfect for radio observation. For tonight, we didn't need to look at the sky. The antenna would serve as our eye. The radio waves emitted would eventually hit a meteor and come back to us. That was the moment we were waiting for.
キニ、見て！
There was some movement in the stationary observation program. After a few moments, we realized that the dots were stretching out horizontally.
線が表示されてるね。これが流星の反応なのかな？
Nah, that's probably an aircraft. Meteors didn't produce this response. Lines like this were made by slow-moving aircrafts, apparently.
なんだ、飛行機か。つまんないの。
But we got a readout, so when a meteor comes, we're definitely going to see something. Let's wait a bit longer. Humans had exceptional eyes. Every time I looked in a telescope, I was surprised by the extent of our vision and our capacity to detect brightness. Even without equipment, we had the ability to look up at the night sky and see the stars with our own eyes. But there we were, foregoing our eyes and waiting for faint radio waves. There was something indescribably romantic about the endeavor.
あきに、さっきはごめんね。焦っちゃって。
It's fine, I know how you feel. In my mind, I was shouting at the meteors to hurry up. But impatience never helped anything. Only the stars knew how long we had to wait.
一人だったらきっと待てなかっただろうね。でも、アキ兄がいるから、コロナはいくらだって待てるよ。
Korona leaned over and rested her shoulder on mine. The heater's on,
ヒータ
but
ーつけて
it
る
was...
のに寒いね。
Yeah, it's cold. This feeling of wanting to get closer. I sensed it too, so I gently put my arm around her shoulder.
通じちゃった。
You're easy to read.
わかりやすくしてるんだもん。
That itself was yet another clear sign. Leaning her whole body on me, Korona smiled and reached over. The club room was filled with with the constant buzz of white noise, along with the sound of our breath and beating hearts.
ハッキニ、
I heard it too! Sources online said it to sound like a boom, but that was more like a high-pitched whine. Quickly we looked at the screen. There was a faint sign. Is it that? Or what is it? I don't see it. A few dots slightly etched into the graph. Is it that down there? Or is it that?
今のがそうなのかな？流星の音？
Absolutely, that was a meteor! Oh, look at that. She's fucking cute. She happy. However, it does look like the main character is just standing there. Like absolutely motionless, motionless, expressionless, just dead. He has become a mannequin. We joined hands and jumped in excitement. Yeah, you sure fucking look excited there. It's just a simple sound, nothing beautiful about it. But it was proof that a meteor had passed by.
一瞬だったけど、ちゃんと聞こえたよ。
I don't know why, but I really like her expression right now. Me too, and I usually miss a lot of them during normal stargazing.
すごいね、すっごいね。
We didn't really know why we got so excited. Maybe it was because we realized it was possible to see even without using our eyes. Before that moment, I had my doubts. Even though so many people had actually done it and written about it, I still wasn't convinced. But in that moment, all of my doubts had been erased.
まるで空がパーッと晴れ渡ったみたいだね。
Even with the clouds obscuring the sky, radio waves passed through them unhindered. Clouds over our minds lifted, and we were full of joy and relief.
ハッキニ、ほらまた。
Whoa, we got another meteor! It was another high-pitched whine.
今度はさっきより長かったね。
Yeah, I thought the green thing was the meteor. Look at the screen, the graph's a bit longer too.
うわー、本当だ。
The display was just a few dots longer than the first response. Even so, we heard the difference in the sounds, and it was much clearer that way.
あの雲の向こうで流れ星が落ちたんだよ。
Yes, even though we can't see them.
流星群の時はもっともっとすっごいのかな。
Sounds will just keep coming, I'm sure.
楽しみだな。
There'll be more sounds, but you can also look forward to hearing long echoes.
1分くらい続いちゃうんだっけ。それってどんな流れ星なんだろう。コロナそんなすごいの見たことないよ。
Apparently, it wasn't the meteor itself that stayed in the sky, but the trail it left behind that was causing the long echoes. It all had to do with the deflection of radio waves, all of which was invisible to us.
あ、君、まただよ、ほら。
The meteors were on a roll. It was the third whine. That was the third whine of the evening. Korona was really getting into it.
コロナ、頑張ってよかったよ。こんなになるなんて思ってなかった。
But today's was just a test, actually. The real aim is to collect data over a period of time.
しかも、コロナたちのデータだけじゃないんだよね。全国からいっぱいデータが集まるんだよね。
Not the country, the world! Many amateur astronomers observed meteors by radio, apparently. And there were a lot of people that shared their data with other people. The data collected within Japan would be sent out to the whole world by the project representative.
コロナがみんなの中の一人になるんだね。これって超すごいことだと思わない？どれだけいるかわかんない全員が仲間になるんだよ。
Maybe that's the real joy of radio observation. Yes, that's what I thought. The number of astronomy fans kept dropping, so we were always looking for new ways to get astronomy fans together. Six Stars Club had been created for that exact purpose. People who shared a love of the stars to work together. I didn't fuck up the line. Okay, good. But it only went so far as our neighborhood. It's a small scale, but I feel like we've touched the edge of VLBI.
山で観測してる人たちも、きっとコロナたちと同じ気持ちなんだろうね。
Vilby. I mean, so many people, they were all connected. I was one person among them, and so was Korona. When we realized the magnitude of that fact, our excitement became irrepressible.
秋に、コロナも
Time to do it on this exact table. I know, I feel the same way. Taking Korona's hand, I shared in the emotions that almost made her
こ
tremble.
んなのダメだよ。こんなの知っちゃったらもう、コロナ、やめられなくなっちゃう。
That exact moment, Korona had taken the first step on her journey into the world of astronomy. Radio observation was an unorthodox gateway, but it was still one way of looking at the stars. She just did so with radio waves, not her eyes. There are some feelings we have only for things we cannot see.
目に見えないからこそ、通じることだってある。
Holding Korona's hand, I felt keenly the bonds we shared with our unseen fellow astronomers. Our numerous friends who weren't there. With everyone's help, we were able to we were going to solve all the mysteries of the universe. Did you find something to lose yourself in?
今日が始まりで、きっとこれからも続いていく。コロナ、もう大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なんだから。5月5日、午前1時。綺麗に晴れ渡り、雲一つない夜空です。
Wait, am I actually gonna be able to finish this today?
今日は待ちに待った、水亀座イータ流星群の極大日。その極大時刻が、1時間後の午前2時頃になります。満月に近いお月様が出ていて、残念ながら、コンディションはあまり良くありません。でも、コロナたちには、電波観測があります。こんな時こそ、電波観測が、その進化を発揮するのです。
You're at our usual observation spot near the Hoshino Dam Lake, in line with the peak of the Ita Aquarid meteor shower. The Six Stars Club held a stargazing event.
皆さん、間もなく極大時刻に近づきます。準備はよろしいですか？
大丈夫です。
Yeah! Everyone responded to Club President Honoka's call. Ita Aquari, the radiant point for tonight's meteor shower, was about to appear in the east sky. And later, as dawn approached, the radiant would ascend higher into the sky. It would start off as a low attitude observation, but everyone had their ideas on how to enjoy the meteors. Some were taking photos with cameras mounted on tripods. Others laid out sheets on the ground and laid down, looked up and waited. Then there were those who listened to the sound of the meteors.
アキニ、セッティング OK だよ。
Wearing the Meiko Academy uniform, Korona gave me the
部
signal.
長、こっちも終わりました。
Oh, and see, she's wearing the Hoshino Daiichi one. Great, well done. In April, Hoshino Daiichi's astronomy club had welcomed a much-needed new member. Her name was Hinami Yamada, a friend of Korona's.
新しいアンテナ、大丈夫みたいですね。もちろんだよ。部室で何度もテストしたんだから。
The equipment installed in Hoshino Daiichi was engaged in 24-hour stationary observation, even now. So we had procured a new HRO receiver and antenna for radio meteor observation outdoors. And even as stationary observation continued, we were now able to listen to the meteors while actually looking at them outdoors.
スラミくん、調子はどう？
I'll never stop liking that outfit, will I? I just never will. Oh well. After graduating from Meiko Academy, Orihime showed up from time to time as an alumna. Tonight's event was with the Six Stars Club, so she was especially enthusiastic about joining.
もうすっかり慣れたみたいね。
You've been working at it for a while. 2 months had passed. 2 months had passed since the first time we had heard the meteors. In that time, we learned about antenna adjustment and data collection, and we also read up more on radio meteor
流
observation.
星電波観測の仕組みについてだってコロナいっぱい説明できるよ。
それは素晴らしいですわ。
今回の参加者には流星電波観測に詳しくない方もいます。
わかりました部長。
Korona had chosen to go to Meiko Academy, where she was now under Honoka's care. She no longer used the nickname Hoshi-Hoshi, but it still slipped out sometimes apparently.
それでは皆さん、ここで行う流星電波観測について明光学院天文部1年草壁コロナが簡単にご説明します。
Korona stood in front of everyone and began her explanation.
皆さん、流星とは何だと思いますか？流星とは流星物質と呼ばれる小天体が地球の大気に突入した際に起こる発光現象のことを指します。地球の大気上層には電離層と呼ばれる部分があって、そこに流星物質がぶつかると電子とイオンに分離します。この電離する際、その周辺の電子濃度が濃くなってしばらく維持されながら徐々に拡散していきます。電波は通常だと宇宙空間へ突き抜けてしまいますが、電子が濃くなると反射するようになります。その特性を利用し、電波の反射を測定することで目には見えない流星の数を調べる。それがこれから行おうとしている流星電波観測です。
With great care and clarity, Korona explained the relationship between meteors and radio waves. The bar was set high because most participants were astronomy fans, but I thought it went over well.
特に流星群の日は電子の残留が続くため電波の反射は長くなります。それをロングエコーと呼びます。普段の流星電波観測では小さい反応しかありません。でも流星群の日はロングエコーが観測できると思います。めったにないチャンスです。皆さん、ぜひ星のフロートを聞いてみてください。さあ、今が始まりの時です。
As soon as she ended her explanation, Korona turned on her HRO receiver. Almost immediately, there was a soft sound. It was soon followed by another. In a short span of time, the sounds of stars falling came one after another from the speakers.
これはなんという。
こんなにすごいの。ねえねえ、あっきりいつもと全然違うんだけど。
I've never heard anything like this. It was a symphony of sound unlike any single meteor. Since the first test, we had continued observing meteors by radio, but this was our first encounter with a meteor shower. Last month's Lyrid meteor shower had peaked in the afternoon, making observation difficult, so we had to wait for tonight's Eta Aquarids. And our reward for all that waiting was this incredible sound.
すごい。信じられない。これこそ銀河のかけらがプラズマとなって散りゆく残響。
月明かりでかき消されてしまう流星もこれだけたくさんあるということなのね。圧倒されます。
Even those who had their own ideas on how to enjoy the meteors were turning to our radio observation. Korona took a look at this monitor.
すごい。流星の反応でいっぱいだ。
In our excitement, we stopped paying attention to the meteor sounds.
なんなのこれは。故障？
No, not at all! Whoops.
これがロングエコーだよ。
A reverberation that sounded like it would go on forever. It lasted for a full minute, and then some, and it suddenly stopped. So, that was a long echo. I was so overwhelmed I couldn't speak. You clearly just fucking spoke. How dare you lie to me? Everyone around us fell silent too.
うわー、何今の、すごいアキニ。
こんなに素晴らしい反応が出ますのね。さすがに驚きましたわ。
That was impressive, seriously. The excitement still fresh in my mind, I turned to the computer screen. This really is something. This is really
宇
something.
宙の雄たけびを可視化したような。アキニ、いつもはちょこんって点みたいなのに、ロングエコーだとこんなになるんだね。
Instead of the usual few dots, the response looked like a belt of dots. So this is what it looks like. What it looks like. Amazing.
本当だね。
Astronomy fans across Japan are probably experiencing the same reactions. We had joined a group chat for radio meteor observation enthusiasts. Through it, we saw a whole host of reactions in real time.
今のロングエコー超すげえ
Okay, calm down there, Marimo.
実際の流星も見ました。かなり大きな流星痕でしたね。
ああ、流星電波観測やっててよかった。
Everyone was really fired up. That was understandable with so many stars falling tonight. Korona, let's say something too.
流星の音聞こえたよ。すっごい感動しちゃった。
Radio meteor observation is the best! It didn't really matter what we said. Our hearts were bursting with this excitement, which no words could do justice to.
今この感動をみんなが共有してるんだね。さっきの人じゃないけど、コロナ、流星電波観測やっててよかったよ。
Like, not to quote the other guy, but you know, it's kind of true.
こんな気持ちになれるなんて、前のコロナじゃ絶対無理だった。ありがとね、アキニ。コロナをここに導いてくれて。
Did you have to phrase it that way? Did you have to phrase it that way? The internet ruined that phrase. The year 2019 ruined that phrase. That was a 2019 thing, wasn't it? Like 2020's the start was just absolutely everything going to shit. The start of 2019 was Logan Paul filming a hanged man, Tide Pods, and Do You Know the Way? If I remember correctly. I should be the one to thank you, Korona. I've never felt this much joy before.
やっててよかったね。
Yeah, truly. Sounds of falling stars. The sounds of stars falling was still coming from the speakers intermittently. How long would it go on for, I wondered. Beyond the heavens, on the far side of the night sky, meteors were lighting up as they turned into plasma.
見えないけど、ちゃんと感じるよ。
Only a few meteors were visible to us. But with our ears, we sensed many, many more.
ちゃんとここにあるんだよって、みんながコロナに教えてくれてるみたい。アキニ、コロナも伝えられるかな。コロナがここにいるよってこと。コロナのいる証、ちゃんと伝えたい。
Proof that she was here, even if she couldn't be seen. But speaking of proof, our recordings were waiting for us back at school. Okay, let's go. I took Korona's hand and called out to Honoka. Honoka, we're going back to the club room!
あとはお願いしてもいいですか、部長。
そうですね。あなた方にはあちらもありますから。
部長、コロナ、こっちは任せて。ありがとう、ひなみ。じゃあ行ってきます。
I feel like they should just, instead of like them using their names, just say president or something like that.
あのね、アキニ、ちょっと とだけ寄り道、いい？
Sure, where to?
今は内緒。ついてくればわかるよ。
Korona brought me to the platform of the abandoned station.
こっちこっち。
Inside the train car, you mean? You were using it to store the Pleiades 1, but it wasn't here. We brought it to the observation spot, where lots of people were having fun with it, no doubt.
あったあった。去年コロナが掘ったやつ。草壁コロナって。
Using a stone, Korona carved her name into the car's wall. I was there when it happened, so I remembered it clearly. Wow, that brings back memories. Did we really do that?
ってことでアキ兄も。
Oops.
はい。
With a smile, she handed me a
アキ兄
stone.
も書こうよ。コロナの隣に。
He's gonna, like, carve in, like, an umbrella next to it, isn't she? Why not? Began carving my name into the wall. I had written my name in here with a marker once, but it must have faded away, so I couldn't find any trace. Solemnly, I added my name beside Korona's. Akito Sorami.
アキ兄もひらがなにしたんだ。
Kanji seemed too hard to write. Besides, I wanted to match Korona's name.
バッチリだね。じゃあ、こうやって。
Satisfied with what I wrote, she began adding something to the wall. Called it.
あいあい傘にしちゃいました。
Called it. So that's what you had in mind.
どういい感じじゃない？
Yeah, not bad.
もう、そこはいいってはっきり言ってよ。
Sorry, it's good. That's the best. Our shared umbrella completed over the span of several months. Would it endure quietly along with this abandoned train car, I wondered.
コロナとアキ兄の恋した証だよ。
I mean, this soundtrack is nice, but it isn't Stargazer.
ずっと残ってくれたらいいね。
May our love last forever. Even if it changed, even if our thought changed, may our love last. Korona touched the umbrella, the carving. Korona touched the umbrella Korona touched the umbrella carving gently, as if investigating it with those wishes. Not quite the end credits yet. Now she's riding on the back. It was past 2 in the morning, and there were no more buses. The only transport we had was the bike. Hold on tight, Korona!
わかってるって。ひゃっはー。
Come on, I mean it. Keep still.
だってはしゃいじゃうよ。しょうがないんだよ。こんな星降る夜にアキ兄と二人乗りしてるんだもん。
With Korona seated on the rack, our bike spat down the moonlit path. We were going downhill, so I didn't need to pedal at all. The streets of Hoshinonaka City were spread out before our eyes.
見てアキ兄、流星だよ。
I can't look up and steering!
じゃあコロナが代わりにアキ兄の目になるね。
Even if I couldn't look, Korona looked at them for me. Her hands were wrapped around my waist. The touch of her skin, those conveyed the excitement of the stars to me. That sentence didn't make sense to me for some reason. Okay, we made it in one piece.
楽しかったー。
After we arrived at Hoshino Daiichi, I parked my bike and then we went to the club room. We had permission to enter the school for astronomy club activities, even at night or on holidays. With complete impunity, Korona and I sauntered down the pitch-black hallway.
アキ兄、早く早く。
You don't have to rush. Besides, it's dangerous to rush in the dark.
平気平気。こけてもアキ兄が助けてくれるもん。
Yes, you do. After we started dating, I became her vanguard, in a sense, and her support. Maybe it was because she felt safe, protected even, but Korona was far more active and willing to take on new challenges. She seemed reckless even sometimes, but her energy and optimism were almost blinding. Before I knew it, I found myself cheering her on. You might be able to see the meteors from the windows. Let's keep the lights off.
はーい。
Without turning the lights on, we turned to the notebook PC. It was now a dedicated radio meteor observation device, conducting round-the-clock stationary observation.
どうかなどうかな。
Korona appeared at the LCD screen.
こいつはすごい。
Indeed, it's a meteor shower, all right. Program for radio meteor observation displayed 10 minutes of data on each screen. Usually there were 1 or 2 responses, if any. But tonight, there were at least 10 times that number. Let's look in the records folder too.
楽しみだな。
The program automatically saved each 10-minute image as a separate file. There already were a whole lot of image files in the designated folder.
すごい。ロングエコーがいっぱいだ。
Long echoes that we saw at the observation spot was probably here too. A quick glance through the files showed that there were some other long echoes too.
このデータをいつもみたいに送ればいいんだよね。
We used an analytic program to turn the data into lists and graphs, which we then sent to a project coordinator. In this way, our stationary observation contributed to the future of astronomy research. Wait, it's still early. The meteor shower isn't over yet. The Ida Quarry meteor shower peaked at 2 in the morning. We still had lots of meteors to observe in the next few hours.
そうだね。朝になったら星降る夜も終わりだろうし。
Until then, let's keep listening to the sounds of the meteors. Turned up the volume on the speakers. Intermittently, we heard the sound of the meteors' echoes. It was a dull electronic sound, but we now knew what it meant. For some strange reason, it calmed us down. It calmed us.
先に BGM なんていらないね。
I mean, if that's what you think, just Sorry, that joke was bad. Yeah. The music of the meteors gently enveloped us. It was a quiet night, just the two of us, looking at the scars? Ah yes, looking at the scars beyond the window. Looking at the stars beyond the window, we were filled with a sense of tranquility. Korona's voice carried over the sound of the meteors. Love you too.
なんだ、聞こえちゃったんだ。
She didn't mean to be heard, it seemed. But it's your voice, of course I'd hear it.
そんなこと言うと、コロナまた嬉しくなっちゃうよ。アキ兄を襲いたくなっても知らないんだから。
Korona looked at me with a devious glint in her eyes. That was the face she made when she felt like getting frisky. I can wait until after the
大
observation.
丈夫。パソコンがちゃんと記録を取っててくれるから。
Yo, you're all fucked with the beat of the meteors. Korona reached for the speaker's volume control. Sound of the meteors grew faint until we no longer heard it.
見えなくたって聞こえなくたって大丈夫なんだよ。そこに流星があることをコロナたちは知ってるんだから。
Korona put her hand out and touched me.
指絡めて。
Our hands became one, our fingers intertwined.
キスしていい？
Of course, because Korona asked, this time I kissed her. As I gave her a kiss after playful kiss, things got a bit more intense.
アキ兄、もっと。
She started rubbing her cheek against mine. Her eyes told me she wanted to be together with me. Hey, I just thought of something.
何？
Look at what I brought! I showed Korona my earphones. I pulled out the speaker's audio jack and plugged those in instead. Here you go, take
う
one.
ん。
One earphone for Korona and one for me. Sitting next to each other, we listened to the sound of the meteors in the night sky.
アキ兄、これなんかいいね。
Yeah. Two people listening to the same sound. It filled us with a blessed sense of calm.
このまま眠っちゃいそう。
It's okay, you can sleep if you're tired.
アキ兄もコロナのことは気にせず寝ちゃっていいんだからね。アキ兄の寝顔を見るチャンスかも。
I thought the Korona had ulterior intentions. It's because today was a special day, I wanted to make her wish come true. Sure. After I fall asleep, you can look as much as you want. Only you get to see how I sleep, Korona. Still listening to my earphone, I gripped her hand. Lulled by the comforting sound of the meteors, I closed my eyes.
アキ兄、コロナにとって最高の夜になったよ。
Whoops. I wasn't implying anything there. The night of the Ita Aquari meteor shower finally came to an end. The light of the morning sun streamed in through the clubroom windows. Korona, wake up, it's morning. She was curled up like a cat. I shook her gently.
アキ兄、もう
Time to wake up.
わかった。
In the end, I guess both of us had simply fallen asleep. I get up once to check on the radio observation, but the responses were back to normal even before it got light out. Wait here, I'll make you a cup of hot cocoa.
ありがとう。
Again, not coffee. Korona still looked sleepy as I switched on the electric kettle. It was coffee for me, cocoa for Korona.
よし、コロナ復活。
Water's not boiling yet, go wash your face. Wash your face, not watch your face. With energy, Korona left the room to go wash her face. The kettle started to make little bubbling noises. For some reason, I cherished this waiting time. I sat next to Korona and enjoyed my morning coffee. How was it? Not too hot?
熱々で美味しい。
She took careful sips of cocoa, blowing on it now and then. The warmth of the mugs on our hands was extremely welcome.
コロナもコーヒー飲めるようになりたいな。
You
ブ
don't?
ラックは無理。
But you're okay if there's tons of milk and sugar in it?
ブラックで飲むのがかっこいいんだよ。
Don't drink coffee the way you don't, black if you don't like it. You don't have to be cool, Korona. Cute suits you better.
そういうことじゃないのに。同じのを仲良く飲みたいなってこと。
Well, I see. Well, let's do this. I added a lot of milk and sugar to my coffee. Yeah, that's sweet. It was a bit too sweet for me. But it was definitely just right for her. There you go.
いただきます。
Korona made cute slurping sounds as she drank my sweetened coffee.
美味しいね。
Can I have some of your cocoa?
いいよ。はい。
I tasted some of Korona's cocoa. It's sweet, but it's comforting. I vaguely remember drinking this when I was younger.
アキ兄と一緒の飲んでる。
You should do this more often.
たまにはじゃなくて、いつもがいいな。
Okay, then let's get you used to the taste one step at a time. Of coffee and cocoa, we looked through last night's observation results.
さすがにすごいね。
This is the first time we've ever had so many responses, huh?
流星群、恐るべし。
Indeed they are. Actually, witnessing one was such a moving, unforgettable experience. Never thought it could be turned into sound and data.
次はいつかな。8月のペルセウス座流星群。
No, I'm sure the Delta Aquari meteor shower comes before that.
また水亀座か。
The southern Delta Aquarids were expected at the end of July. They weren't as active as the Perseids, but we could look forward to some reasonable results. Get that you're eager for the next meteor shower, but let's deal with this one
ちょ
first.
っとそうだった。
Korona worked on the computer with visible expertise. She applied the analytic software to the saved image files. In no time at all, we had the required text files and graphs.
これを送ればいいんだよね。
Yeah.
では、とっ 時計、コロナたちの観測結果。
Our observation results were sent off to the coordinator. The sneeze just ended up. The sneeze just vanished right before it was going out. Oh! Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? Our observation results were sent off to the coordinator of the radio meteor observation project. Normally, we sent monthly reports, but something like a meteor shower deserved its own submission.
秋に送ってよ。
Great, well done. Without much ado, the curtain fell. That simple task signaled the end of our radio observation for
ま
sure.
だまだこれからだね。
The night of the meteor shower was over, but our observations would
で
continue.
も待ってるだけじゃつまんない。もっともっと他にやれることを見つけたいな。
Stargazing isn't only about radio observations, you know? I'll show you a lot more of this world that you never knew.
ありがとう、秋に。楽しみにしてるね。
It all began with a passing idea. Radio meteor observation was Korona's starting point. Instead of just sticking with one thing, I wanted her to see the stars in a spectrum of new lights. It's not just radio observation that lets us see the unseen, you know? In their thirst to solve the universe's mysteries, people are developing even more advanced technology. They're observing the universe with X-rays, gamma rays, even infrared
カッ
radiation.
プル宇宙望遠鏡にもあったよね、そういうの。
Yeah, but there's more. Super Kamiokande and its famous neutrinos. Even gravitational wave-based astronomy. There are still many things we don't know. But I believe that someday, something unseen to us will help solve the mysteries of the universe.
コロナもそういうことをしたい。秋にコロナもしたいよ。
Sure, let's move forward one step at a time. We were moving forward with our dream, trying to catch up with advances in technology. For now, all we could do was follow the lead of the pioneers. But one day, without a doubt, one day we would be the ones guiding the rest of the world. One step at a time, no need to rush. Steadily, eyes focused, we moved forward. Huh. I wasn't expecting to actually be able to beat this in this part. We've heard this before. And then it was summer! Just like that!
秋にこっちこっち。
I told you not to get so excited!
そんなの無理だよ。だって念願の延山なんだもん。うわー、すっごい。これが延山自慢の45メートル電波望遠鏡。
Why is there, like, train tracks? The parabolic antenna that stood before our eyes was so big it took our breath away. As one of the world's largest telescopes for millimeter wave observations, it was the symbol of Nobeyama's radio observatory.
これではるか彼方の天体からの電波を集めてるのか。
Seeing it with your own eyes up close, it's amazing, huh?
コロナ、ここの職員になりたい。どうやったらなれるんだろう。
Slow down, Korona! You only just started Mako Academy.
でもこんなの見てたら悠長に構えてらんないって。
Come on, if you're acting like this, then I'm gonna get excited too.
我慢することないよ。秋にもコロナと一緒にはしゃごう。
I guess you're right. I'm in Nobeyama! The excitement I'd been pressing burst forth in a loud yell. That right there is the basis for all my telescopes, the Nobeyama millimeter array!
ねえねえ、向こうにずらーっと並んでるのが電波ヘリオグラフってやつだよね。
Gesundheit. You're probably right. Wow, so many milestones in radiant astronomy all in one place. We knew about them, but seeing them like this in real life filled us with an irrepressible excitement. The other 6 STARS members felt the same way, alternating between amazement and frenzied photo taking.
この先にコロナ ナたちの未来があるんだね。
Astronomers before us used their eyes to discover the stars. The Desire gave birth to the telescope, as well as a whole host of further advancements. Radio astronomy is still a developing field after all.
そっか、ここを乗り越えていかないといけないんだ。
I don't know why I'm just waving around the cable. The desire to know about unseen phenomena in the farthest reaches of space. How would we look at the universe in the future, I wondered. But however that changed, our desire to know more would remain the same. And so would Korona and I. Korona and I.
これからもずっと一緒に見ようね。
Christmas tree cluster. I unlocked Christmas tree cluster. Okay, apparently that's like 6% of all the scenes. So every route should have roughly 20% of the scenes. Finn. So, I wasn't expecting to actually get through this in this part. Huh, neat. Radio astronomy. That's the achievement I got. Hold on, let me just actually check if that's what those means. Complete Korona's route. 10.9% of players have that. And watch the Christmas tree cluster. Watch 60% of the cutscenes. 12.7% of players have that one. Oh boy. Now let's put on the best soundtrack in the entire game again. Oh. I thought that was a new soundtrack that was added. Am I just stupid? Hold on, I'm an idiot. Was Satellite Sunset? Nope, it wasn't. Anyways. Anyways, best soundtrack. I honestly do not know which one to use as the thumbnail. This one, or this one. Because this one's amazing. Let me just use this. I'm gonna just use this as thumbnail. I'm gonna take a screenshot of all three of them though, because backgrounds, you know. That one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and next time we'll be starting on the other route. When we decide to not give the letter back to Hikari when she asked for the letter back. So yeah, that's probably gonna be 1 to 2 videos anyways, so that means next week we'll be starting with which are y'alls want me to play first. Because y'alls still have not fucking decided. If no one says anything about this, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Saya first and then Hikari. Okay? Okay. Anyways, see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.